On a quiet street in Los Angeles, where no one would think of looking for celebrity establishments, a small cozy cafe, Morning Bliss, was hidden. No one guessed that the owner of this place was Jennifer Aniston herself. She opened it secretly, dreaming of a simple business without paparazzi and fans rushing for autographs. Jen often visited here incognito, in a baseball cap, large glasses, and an oversized sweatshirt. She just wanted to watch how her establishment works, drinking her favorite coffee with almond milk. But this morning everything did not go according to plan. She sat down at the far table by the window when she heard a sharp voice from behind the bar. "What is this horror?" shouted an unknown woman in an expensive suit. "This coffee sucks. And your croissants are just a disgrace." The waitress, a young girl named Kate, embarrassedly tried to calm the customer, but she was getting more and more agitated. "I didn't pay for this dishonorable behavior, so I'd be ignored." The woman slammed her cup on the table loudly. Jennifer clenched her fingers on her cup, trying to contain her emotions. But when the woman started insulting the staff, the actress's patience snapped. She slowly stood up, took off her glasses and said calmly but firmly, "Madam, you have 2 minutes to apologize to my people, or we'll end this conversation, otherwise." The woman turned and met Jennifer's eyes. Her face instantly turned pale. The woman, who had been screaming a minute ago, was now blinking her eyes, looking at Jennifer Aniston in front of her. Everyone around her held their breath. Is this a joke?" She laughed nervously, adjusting her expensive Gucci handbag. "Jennifer Aniston is threatening me over some eatery?" "Not an eatery, but my café," the actress replied calmly but sternly. At that moment, someone started filming on a phone. Rumors about Aniston's secret business could have spread like wildfire. "Oh, so this is your place?" The woman grimaced again. "Well, then it's no wonder it's as old-fashioned as Friends." A shocked whisper swept through the room. This was already too much. Jennifer took a step forward, crossing her arms over her chest. "I can forgive a lot, but not insults to Friends." At that moment, the cafe doors opened, and another unexpected guest entered the room, Courtney Cox. She stopped, noticing the conflict, and narrowed her eyes. "What's going on here?" Her voice was as cold as an iced latte. "Oh, great. Now Monica's in on it too." The woman rolled her eyes. And that was the last straw. Jennifer couldn't take it anymore. She grabbed the nearest plate of croissants and threw it at the woman. "Get out of my cafe before I bake you with these rolls." The woman screamed, dodged, but a little cream still hit her hair. "You're a psychopath. I'm going to post this on TikTok." "Post it, let everyone see what happens to rude guests," Courtney shouted, taking Jen by the hand. The woman ran out of the cafe, and the customers began to applaud. Jennifer smoothed her hair and, taking a deep breath, turned to the barista. "Anyone else want to complain?" Silence in response. Courtney laughed. "Well, at least we have PR now." And sure enough, within an hour, social media exploded with the hashtags #AngryAniston, #KFriends, #CroissantWars. The Morning Bliss Café still smelled of coffee and croissants, but the atmosphere was tense, like before a storm. The customers had already dispersed, and the staff had gathered around the bar like schoolchildren about to be scolded by their teacher. Jennifer Aniston, a few minutes ago the star of an unexpected scandal, now stood in front of her team, her arms folded across her chest. She took a deep breath, as if trying to control herself. "Someone explain to me what the hell that was," she finally blurted out. The barista, Trevor, a guy in an apron with a tattoo on his arm, nodded uncertainly. "Well, she just started screaming, and we tried." "Tried?" Jen interrupted, pinching the bridge of her nose. "No one even tried to put her back in place. She humiliated you, the cafe, and you just stood there like extras in a second-rate TV series. The waitress Kate, who was the most offended, blurted out. We didn't want to complicate the situation. Well, congratulations. Now we're trending on TikTok. Jen spread her hands. And not because our coffee is great, but because I'm throwing croissants around like I'm in a cheap reality show. But you nailed it, that was cool. Chef Mike chuckled, but he immediately fell silent when Jennifer gave him a sharp look. I'm not kidding, Mike. I didn't open this cafe for a circus, but to create an atmosphere of warmth and comfort. And now it looks like another Hollywood drama. She walked around the room, looked around everyone, and stopped in front of Kate. I don't want you to ever put up with that kind of attitude again. If someone yells at you, you have the right to expose them. Got it? Kate nodded. And that applies to everyone. I don't want victims working here. You're not extras in someone else's drama. You're a team. The silence was broken by the ringing of the phone. It was Courtney Cox. Jen picked up the phone and heard. Dude, we just got all over the news. Jennifer Aniston attacks guests with croissants, is a great headline. What are we doing? Jen looked at her people and, after a moment of silence, said. We're having a rematch. We're inviting journalists. And we're having a free croissant giveaway. Let everyone know that if I'm throwing out pastries, it's only the tastiest ones. And the whole team, although tensely, laughed. The next morning, Morning Bliss was boiling like a pot of boiling water. The staff was rushing around the hall, the baristas were working non-stop, and a crowd of journalists and bloggers had gathered in front of the entrance. It was all thanks to Jennifer Aniston, who, after yesterday's scandal, decided to make a risky but brilliant move, to turn the incident into a PR campaign. Courtney Cox, who used her connections, made sure that famous food reviewers and star influencers visited the cafe. The main slogan of the day. Croissants that you should try before they throw them at you. Jen, are you really going to serve the food yourself? Courtney smiled slyly, holding the coffee. Of course. Now let everyone see that I not only throw croissants, but also know how to serve them with a smile. She put on an apron and took a seat at the counter. Visitors were taking selfies in shock as Jennifer Aniston herself served them coffee and desserts. But then the same woman who caused the scandal appeared in the cafe again. She didn't come alone, there was a cameraman nearby who was filming her for some reality show. Oh, now you work as a waitress yourself? Do you feel like a failure? She said sarcastically, putting down the microphone. Jennifer took a deep breath. You know what? If I work as a waitress, then I'm the best waitress you've ever met. She took a tray, put 2 cups of coffee and a huge croissant on it, and then, gracefully but demonstratively placed them in front of the woman with the look of someone presenting an Oscar. And it's free. But only for you, so that you know exactly how sucks we are. The woman blushed, and the crowd erupted in laughter and applause. Courtney grabbed the phone and said quietly. This will be trending for another week. You're a hype goddess. And Jennifer just winked at her and went back to work. The woman to whom Jennifer had pointedly offered her coffee was still standing, her lips pursed. Her cameraman continued to film, clearly expecting a second round of scandal, but this time the actress was one step ahead. Well, maybe you'll try it and tell me if you've changed your mind? Jennifer crossed her arms, waiting for an answer. The woman raised her cup, took a sip, and her eyes widened. Well. This. What? Delicious? Courtney Cox appeared next to her, holding her phone and ready to record her response. The woman hesitated, clearly not wanting to admit defeat in front of the cameras. But Jennifer didn't give her a chance to back down. You can be honest, if it's terrible. I can handle it. The crowd watching the situation froze. Okay, the woman nervously adjusted her hair. This is the best coffee I've ever tasted. And the croissant is gorgeous too. The hall erupted in applause. So that's why you came back. I just wanted another croissant. Courtney laughed out loud, making everyone laugh. The woman blushed even more, quickly grabbing her purse. Oh, I'm busy, I'll go. No, stay, we can make you another one. For free. Jennifer exclaimed, laughing along with the crowd. The woman turned and ran out of the cafe, and the cameraman hurried after her. So, people, who wants croissants that make haters disappear? Jennifer held up a tray of pastries. The crowd erupted in cheers, people started ordering, and Morning Bliss turned into a real epicenter of events. Within hours, the hashtags #BestCroissants and #AnistonCafferel had gone viral, and the establishment had so many customers that it had to extend its hours. Jennifer took off her apron and looked at Courtney with a smile. So, did I win this fight? You didn't just win. You made a story out of it that will be told for years. And, laughing, they raised their coffee cups for the most successful scandal in the history of Los Angeles. The day after the scandal, Morning Bliss was experiencing a real boom. People were waiting in line even before opening, bloggers were filming reviews, and reporters were trying to get a comment from the staff. Jennifer sat in the corner with a cup of coffee, watching her cafe finally turn into a place that everyone wants to visit. Do you realize that this is now the trendiest cafe in Los Angeles? Courtney Cox threw the newspaper in front of her. The front page headline read, Jennifer Aniston, actress, businesswoman, and croissant thrower. Well, what can I say? I'm versatile. Jennifer smiled and took a sip. Barista Trevor ran up to her, a little nervous. Boss, we have a problem. What else? Don't tell me some other star wants to make a fuss here. No. All the croissants are sold. All of them. And we still have a whole day of work. Jennifer thought for a second, then stood up abruptly. Okay, guys, it's time to show that I'm not just a cafe owner. I can also work in the kitchen. She rolled up her sleeves resolutely and went into the kitchen, while Courtney folded her arms across her chest and snorted. Now that's what I understand, a star who's not afraid to get her hands in flour. Within half an hour, Jennifer and the chefs were already shaping the dough, laughing, retelling stories from friends, and even managing to spill some flour on Courtney when she peeked into the kitchen. Now you look like you work here too. That's great. Now I can say I was part of your business. Meanwhile, people were already joking on social media. We're waiting for the moment when Aniston opens her own restaurant. Jennifer, make a signature Rachel croissant. It's official, I want to be attacked with Aniston croissants too. A week later, Jennifer opened a separate VIP option on the menu, Star Croissant, the very one that became the main character of the scandal. And while everyone was talking about this incident, Jennifer just winked at her guests. You have no idea what surprises I'm preparing.